are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has...
So 4 or 5 years ago, I think the use case for crypto largely was just associated with Silk Road. And then we graduated to the use case for crypto being speculation.
And I know a lot of smart people love crypto. I know some smart people actually have reservations about it.
Sure. What's a great time to buy? I say this to everybody, man. I hear from people every single day. It's really expensive. Like, I want to wait till it dips down.
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I'll be getting plenty. They want all your bags, and they want all them empty.
Mainstream media continues to push Bitcoin, but first, don't forget Black Friday, a couple days left for your Black Friday sale. And if we learned anything in the past month or so, diversify your wallets and don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Black Friday deal is still going on. Check the links in the description. We got Coin Bureau to pop off more XRP ETF news launching. Welcome back to some more Moon and Clock news, good glitches. We got another extra bullish update for you. And as always, nothing in this video is financial or investment advice. Please always do your own research. Fifth spot, XRP ETF to launch in 2 days. 21 shares XRP ETF is set to launch on Monday, December 1st, making it the fifth US listed spot XRP ETF. Meanwhile, XRP around $2.20. Price is a distraction. Cointelegraph latest spot XRP ETF filings are surging as legal clarity, institutional demand, and strong market infrastructure put XRP ahead of other altcoins. I hope you're holding for the long-term run. Bank XRP call sheet traders are now pricing a 69% chance that XRP ends the year with a positive return. Momentum is building and the market is starting to reflect it. All in crypto. Brad Garland on crypto adoption by institutions and driving value from utility.
Blockchain adoption, the outlook, the technology underlying it. And that's really been the theme over the past 4 or 5 years. But I feel like 2019, we're talking about implementation and putting theory into practice. And I think that's really key over the next couple of years to really make this a scalable thing.
Yeah. I'll give you 2 quick stories on this. So I've been at Ripple 4 years, and I remember one of the first conferences like this that I came to. And I remember feeling like I just walked into the alien bar on Tatooine. For those of you, you kind of walk in, you're like, whoa, we got some interesting personalities here. So 4 or 5 years ago, I think the use case for crypto largely was just associated with Silk Road. And then we graduated to the use case for crypto being speculation. Now, on one hand, you'd say, well, speculation isn't great. It's better than being known as just, serving illicit purposes. I think now we're seeing increasingly it is focused on solving real problems for real customers. And the hype cycle that has driven blockchain, has driven crypto, I think has slowly abated, partly as measured by the market cap of all crypto being down, roughly 85%. At the end of the day, the value of any digital asset, I believe very strongly, will be derived by the utility that it delivers. There's a lot of crypto out there that I can't figure out what it does.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting that you are talking about how blockchain is synonymous with cryptocurrency, and with Ripple, the same thing as well with XRP, right? So what are you doing to dispel that and better educate the marketplace?
It's a really good question. One of the things that, Ripple, the company, and really the whole industry has struggled with is in part born of our own confusion at Ripple years ago in providing better clarity of what is Ripple, a technology company based in San Francisco selling technology to banks and financial institutions around the world. And then there's an open source ecosystem called XRP, the XRP ledger, that we can't control. We use it as part of our tech stack because XRP is so fast and so efficient. In contrast with other proof of work based blockchains, the average XRP transaction takes about 4 seconds.
Crypto rover breaking Treasury Secretary Besnet says President Trump's administration is going big on crypto.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. Past administration starved and almost made extinct a lot of these companies and pushed it offshore. So what we want to do is apply the highest U.S. regulatory and AML standards to digital assets, especially stable coins. And I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stable coins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. Treasuries and Treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about $300 billion right now.
Another one from Crypto Rover. Vice President J.D. Vance says BTC and crypto is a way of storing value in the modern digital age.
The crypto speech was a big hit. And I know a lot of smart people love crypto. I know some smart people actually have reservations about it.
Sure.
For our audience, can you just kind of make the case for crypto and people who have, concerns and quite frankly don't even understand it? There are a lot of folks out there. I know a lot of people own it, but
yeah, of course. So look, I'm an owner of Bitcoin here, but I'm also the Vice President of the United States. So I want to be careful, but I think the core value proposition of cryptocurrency is that it's a way of transacting and a way of storing value in a modern digital age. Look, 100 years ago, if you wanted to go and buy something, you put a dollar bill on the table, you put a gold coin on the table. The value proposition of Bitcoin is that it can serve the same function, but in a digital age, a way that's secure, that's safer from fraud, that allows people to buy and sell and store value, but in a way that's consistent with the modern technological age that we live in. Now, having said that, I fully accept there are risks to all of these things. There are always risks to new technologies. Our approach in the Trump administration is to say, let people innovate. Let people figure this stuff out on their own. If the critics of Bitcoin are right, I happen to think that they're wrong. That will eventually win out in the marketplace. If the advocates of Bitcoin are right, and I happen to agree with them, if they make their case, that's eventually going to win out in the marketplace. What you shouldn't have is a dictatorial government that tells certain industries they're not allowed to do what they need to do. You've got to let people make these decisions on their own, and that's sort of been our approach. We want common sense regulatory regimes. We want to allow the cryptocurrency industry to participate in the mainstream of the economy. But then ultimately, the laws of economics, the laws of supply and demand are going to make the determinations from there.
Meanwhile, Eric Trump says this is a great time to buy BTC.
What's a great time to buy? I say this to everybody, man. I hear from people every single day. It's really expensive. Like, I want to wait till it dips down. And then when it dips down, they say, are you guys buying? And, well, yeah, I just want to see if it dips. This is a great time to buy Bitcoin. There's no question. Bitcoin has been the greatest asset of our time.
Mainstream continues to push BTC. We got one from John Deaton, running for Senate.
Well, one different element this time is that Ed Markey will face a primary challenge. Seth Moulton is already in the race. We've heard whispers that others may join as well. Is that to your benefit?
Absolutely. And while Ed Markey and them are fighting it out in a primary, I'll be able to bring that common sense message to everyday Bay Staters.
You mentioned last time you had your challengers. Another difference this time is you have the backing of the Republican State Committee. Does that sort of allow you to have those conversations with every single voter this time?
The endorsement from the mass GOP is something I'm deeply grateful for, that they've put their faith in me to lead the fight against Ed Markey, or quite frankly, any out-of-touch Democrat that comes out of the primary. But it doesn't prevent anyone else from getting on the ballot. But certainly when you look at my success last time, even though I lost, I was the first Republican to get over 40% in many years. And now I'll be able to reach the 64% of unenrolled voters here in Massachusetts. But not just them, Matt. I'll be able to go places where you haven't seen, not just a Republican, where you don't see Democrats go.
We got silver soaring. What we're seeing in silver right now is truly historic, now above the 1980 and 2011 highs at above $55 an ounce for the first time in history. While everyone is fighting over the AI bubble, precious metals are casually crushing every other asset class. What does it mean? Gold and silver always know what's coming next first. And with that being said, good glitches, diversify your wallets. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Check the links in the description for your Black Friday sales going on for another few days. And as always, nothing in this video is financial or investment advice. Make sure to smash some likes and subscribies on the way out. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Later, glitches.
Staring out my window, I got the formula, stack them bags up and simple, and wait until we explode. I'll meet you at the disco, we just getting started like an intro. 589 the numbers, please, please call out bingo.